What if you understood blood types by the end of this video? You probably know if you are A, O, or B, but have you ever really stopped to wonder what those letters and symbols actually mean? It is not just a label, it is a microscopic ID card on every one of your red blood cells. Understanding it unlocks a fascinating story about our bodies and even our history, revealing why compatibility is so critically important. Let us begin with the basics. Blood is not just a red liquid. It is a complex river flowing through you, delivering oxygen from your lungs to every cell, carrying nutrients from your digestive system, and whisking away waste products. It is truly a marvel of biological engineering. This life-sustaining fluid is made up of plasma, white blood cells, platelets, and, most importantly for our topic today, red blood cells. The secret behind different blood types is simpler than you think. It all comes down to tiny molecular flags, or markers, on the surface of your red blood cells. Think of them like unique identifiers. These flags are made of sugars and proteins, and your immune system uses them to recognize your own cells as self. It is a critical identification system that prevents your body from attacking itself. These molecular flags are called antigens. They are essentially name tags on your red blood cells. When your immune system encounters cells with antigens, it recognizes as belonging to your body. It knows they are friendly. But if it spots antigens that do not match, it sounds the alarm, treating them as foreign invaders that need to be neutralized. This is the fundamental principle of blood type compatibility. Now imagine, your blood also contains anti-foreign agents called antibodies in its plasma. These antibodies are like custom-fitted defense weapons. They are specifically designed to recognize and latch on to antigens that are not native to your body. Their job is to neutralize any perceived threat. If you have type A blood, for example, your plasma contains specific antibodies that would attack type B blood. The main system for blood typing is called the ABO system. This is where the A, B, and O types come from. These letters refer to the specific types of antigens present on your red blood cells. It is a beautifully simple classification that has profound implications for medical procedures, especially blood transfusions. Understanding these combinations is key to unlocking the mystery. If you have type A blood, your red blood cells carry A antigens on their surface. Following the logic, your plasma will contain anti-B antibodies. These anti-B antibodies are always on patrol, ready to destroy any red blood cells that have B antigens. This is why a type A person cannot receive type B blood. Their body would immediately launch an immune attack. Conversely, if you have type B blood, your red blood cells are adorned with B antigens. And just as with type A, your plasma contains the opposite antibodies, in this case, anti-A antibodies. These anti-A antibodies are primed to attack any red blood cells carrying A antigens. So, a type B individual cannot receive type A blood, as their immune system would quickly reject it. Then something interesting happens with type AB blood. Individuals with type AB blood have both A and B antigens on their red blood cells. Since both types of antigens are considered self, their plasma contains neither anti-A nor anti-B antibodies. This unique combination makes type AB individuals special in terms of transfusions, a concept we will explore shortly. And finally, we have type O blood. Here is where it all comes together in a different way. Type O, red blood cells have neither A nor B antigens on their surface. Because of this, their plasma contains both anti-A and anti-B antibodies. This means type O blood will react aggressively to both type A and type B antigens, making them very specific about what they can receive. But wait, there is more. Beyond the ABO system, there is another crucial factor that determines your full blood type, the RAH factor. This is where the plus or minus in your blood type comes from. The RAH factor is another type of antigen, specifically called the RAHD antigen, found on the surface of red blood cells. It is just as important as the A or B antigens for safe transfusions. So, if your red blood cells have the EHD antigen, you are EH positive. If you do not have it, you are Rh negative. Unlike the ABO system, where anti-A and anti-B antibodies are naturally present from birth, anti-AIR antibodies are typically only produced if an R-negative person is exposed to Ri-positive blood. This usually happens during a transfusion or pregnancy. This distinction is vital. Combining the ABO and RA systems gives us the familiar 8 main blood types: A, B, AB, AB, O, and O. For example, if you are A, you have A antigens and R antigens on your red blood cells and anti-B antibodies in your plasma. If you are O, you have no A, B, or H antigens, but you have anti-A and anti-B antibodies. So, why does the body care so much? The immune system's primary job is self-preservation. It constantly monitors for anything that does not belong. When foreign antigens, like those from an incompatible blood type, enter your bloodstream, your immune system perceives them as a serious threat, much like a viral infection or bacteria. This triggers an immediate and powerful defense response. This leads to what is known as a transfusion reaction. If a person receives the wrong blood type, their existing antibodies will bind to the foreign antigens on the transfused red blood cells. Imagine hundreds of tiny hands grabbing onto these incoming cells. This binding marks the foreign cells for destruction and initiates a catastrophic chain of events within the body. What emerges is a process called agglutination, where the red blood cells clump together. Think of it like a sticky mess. These clumps can block small blood vessels, preventing blood flow to vital organs. Furthermore, the immune system then begins to destroy these clump cells, releasing hemoglobin and other toxic substances into the bloodstream. This is a medical emergency. The consequences of such a reaction are severe and can be life-threatening. The destruction of red blood cells and the release of their contents can lead to kidney failure, shock, and even death. It is a vivid demonstration of how finely tuned our immune system is and why matching blood types before a transfusion is one of the most critical safety steps in medicine. Here's the cool part about type O blood. It is often called the universal donor. Why? Because O red blood cells have no A, B, or R antigens on their surface. This means there are no flags for other blood types, antibodies to recognize and attack. In an emergency, when there is no time to type a patient's blood, O blood can be given to almost anyone without causing an immediate reaction. And on the flip side, type AB blood is known as the universal recipient. Why? Because AB individuals have A, B, and R antigens on their red blood cells. Since all these antigens are considered self, their plasma contains no anti-A, anti-B, or anti-R antibodies. This means they can receive red blood cells from any blood type without triggering an immune response. Pretty neat, right? Now for the big question, why did we evolve to have different blood types in the first place? It seems like a complicated system that could cause problems. While scientists believe these differences are a result of natural selection, driven by environmental pressures and the constant battle against pathogens throughout human history. It is a story of survival and adaptation. One prominent hypothesis suggests that different blood types offer varying degrees of resistance to specific infectious diseases. Imagine certain antigens on your red blood cells acting as shields against some invaders, while perhaps leaving you more vulnerable to others. It is like having different types of armor, each optimized for a particular kind of battle. For instance, there is a strong correlation between blood type O and resistance to severe malaria. Malaria-causing parasites often use specific molecules on red blood cells to invade them. Type O. Red blood cells lack certain antigens that the parasite uses as an entry point, making it harder for the parasite to establish an infection. This could have given type O individuals a survival advantage in malaria-prone regions, but the picture is not entirely simple. While type O offers malaria resistance, it might be more susceptible to certain bacterial infections like cholera or the plague. Conversely, type A blood might have some protection against smallpox, but possibly an increased risk for certain cancers or heart disease. It is a complex trade-off where each blood type has its own set of advantages and disadvantages. Looking closer, the historical context of human migration plays a huge role. As early humans spread across continents, they encountered different environments and different pathogens. Populations that thrived in certain areas might have had a higher prevalence of a blood type that offered protection against local diseases, leading to a higher frequency of that blood type in the gene pool. Beyond direct disease resistance, another factor in blood type diversity is genetic drift. This is a random change in the frequency of alleles, gene variants in a population. Imagine a small group of people migrating to a new area. If, by chance, more of them carry the gene for type A blood, then type A will become more common in that new population, regardless of any survival advantage. What is fascinating is the idea of balancing selection. This occurs when natural selection maintains multiple alleles, like different blood types within a population. Instead of one blood type completely taking over, different types are maintained because they each provide some advantage under different conditions, or perhaps a heterozygous state carrying genes for two different types offers a unique benefit. So the big picture is that our blood types are a testament to natural selection at work. Over vast stretches of time, as human populations faced different diseases, climates, and diets, the prevalence of certain blood types shifted. Those individuals with blood types offering even a slight survival advantage in their specific environment were more likely to pass on their genes. Let us debunk a quick myth: the idea that blood types dictate diet or personality. While popular in some cultures, scientific evidence does not support claims that specific diets are better for certain blood types, nor that your blood type determines your personality. These ideas are often based on anecdotal evidence or pseudoscience, not rigorous scientific study. It is important to differentiate. While ABO and R are the major players, it is worth noting there are actually many other blood group systems. Scientists have identified over 30 different blood group systems, like Kell, Duffy, and MNS, each with their own set of antigens. These are less commonly discussed because severe transfusion reactions compared to the ABO and RH systems, but they are still important for specific medical cases. This leads us to why knowing your blood type is so crucial. It is not just for emergency transfusions. It is important for planning pregnancies, especially if the mother is Rh-negative, to prevent complications for the baby. It also plays a role in organ transplantation, as donor and recipient must be compatible to avoid rejection. This little label on your blood has massive implications. Speaking of pregnancy, here is a specific situation. If an Rh-negative mother carries an R-positive baby, her immune system can become sensitized to the baby's R antigens during delivery. Her body might then produce anti-R antibodies. If she has a subsequent Rh-positive pregnancy, these antibodies can attack the baby's red blood cells, leading to severe complications for the fetus. This is called R incompatibility. The good news is that modern medicine has a solution for AS incompatibility, RhoGAM. This is an injection given to Rh-negative mothers during pregnancy or after delivery. RhoGAM contains antibodies that destroy any fetal Rh-positive red blood cells that may have entered the mother's bloodstream before her own immune system can produce its own dangerous, long-lasting antibodies. It is a game changer. When you donate blood, the first thing they do is precisely type it. This involves mixing small samples of your red blood cells with known anti-A, anti-B, and anti-R antibodies. If agglutination clumping occurs, it tells scientists which antigens are present. For example, if your blood clumps with anti-A but not anti-B, you are type A. This meticulous process ensures safety for recipients. The discovery of blood types by Karl Landsteiner in 1901 was a monumental breakthrough. Before this, blood transfusions were a gamble, often resulting in tragic fatalities. Understanding antigens and antibodies transformed medicine, making safe transfusions possible and saving countless lives. It truly represents one of the foundational advancements in healthcare, allowing complex surgeries and treatments we now take for granted. Even today, scientists are still learning more about blood types. Research continues into the subtle ways different blood types might influence susceptibility to various diseases, how they affect gut microbiome, and even their potential role in personalized medicine. The more we understand these microscopic distinctions, the more we can tailor medical treatments and preventative strategies. The journey of discovery is ongoing. The core idea is that antigens are like tiny identification tags on your red blood cells, and antibodies are the immune system's specific defense mechanisms that target unfamiliar tags. Your blood type is determined by the specific combination of these A, B, and R antigens, dictating which antibodies your body naturally produces to protect itself from foreign blood. When we consider how our immune system reacts, it is all about recognizing self versus non-self. Any red blood cells entering your system that carry antigens your body does not recognize will be immediately flagged as invaders. This powerful protective response is what makes blood transfusions so specific and requires careful matching to prevent severe, life-threatening reactions. The evolutionary theories behind different blood types paint a picture of human populations adapting to diverse environments and diseases. From malaria resistance in type O individuals to potential vulnerabilities or protections with other types against different pathogens, our blood types are a living record of our ancestors' struggles and triumphs in the face of nature's challenges. It is truly fascinating. What we discover is that human diversity extends to our very blood. These differences, while seemingly small, have profound implications for our health and for medical practices. They tell a story of genetic variation, natural selection, and the intricate ways our bodies have adapted to survive and thrive in a constantly changing world. It is a reminder of life's incredible complexity. So, the takeaway? Your blood type is not just a random label, it is a critical piece of your biological identity. It defines how your immune system recognizes your red blood cells and dictates compatibility for life-saving medical procedures. It is a testament to the elegant yet complex design of the human body, constantly balancing self-protection with environmental pressures. Knowing it is important for everyone. At the core, understanding blood types helps us appreciate the intricate dance between genetics, immunity, and evolution. It is a reminder that even the simplest medical questions often lead to deep scientific insights. From ancient diseases to modern transfusions, your blood type tells a story that is as old as humanity itself and as relevant as tomorrow's medical emergency. Truly fascinating. Imagine if you did not know your blood type. It would be like trying to navigate a complex system without your ID. Your blood type is a fundamental biological classification that ensures your body's safety and enables critical medical interventions. It is a silent guardian, always at work, making sure only compatible elements enter your system and protecting you from harm. This foundational knowledge is powerful. The surprising truth about blood types is their dual nature. They are both universally understood in medicine and deeply personal to your genetic makeup. This balance makes them a powerful tool for understanding human health, population movements, and our evolutionary past. Every drop of blood tells a story, and knowing your type gives you a chapter in that incredible narrative. It is more than just a label. So, the basic difference is simple: specific sugar and protein markers on your red blood cells. The reason your body cares so much? A finely tuned immune system designed to protect you from anything foreign. And why did we evolve different types? A complex interplay of disease resistance, genetic drift, and natural selection shaping humanity over millennia. It is all connected from cell to civilization. The biggest lesson here is appreciating the sophistication within your own body. What seems like a simple label for blood, like A or O, actually represents a marvel of biological design. It is a system evolved over millions of years, perfectly calibrated to maintain your internal environment and ensure your survival against microscopic threats. It is truly an unsung hero of your health,